John and Zach coming at you, telling you all about the Epiphone Modern Les Paul. Remember, at the top to like this video and hit subscribe. Share across social media with the hashtag ItWILLBeMine because we're also giving away our Wayne's World 1991 Fender Stratocaster. Use hashtag ItWILLBeMine and it just might be yours. Now, without further ado, Zach, let's hit play and I'll show you what I worked up.
Let's check it out, John. Man, back to back, just look at how they did the finish.
I know that's the bonus. You get to see them side by side. Finish on the Epiphone is called Faded Pelham Blue versus Pelham Blue, traditional Pelham Blue on the Gibson. Here's that neck pickup, nice and fat.
Super full, rich, balanced tone.
This guitar blew me away out of the gate, starting with cleans. I wasn't expecting as much as I got from this guitar right away. Here's that middle pickup you're hearing.
Awesome, clear volume knobs.
I dig those.
Aesthetically, this guitar is 100 for me.
I'm already in love. I would own this guitar just based on those cleans. I mean, that's gorgeous. But here's the Epiphone coming at you with some drive on the bridge. So this is just some standard rock and roll. Nice beefy sound. Fat neck, same overdrive setting, 2-tube screamer into a Fender Deluxe Reverb reissue.
That reflection covering up the logo makes it a little hard. I thought it was Gibson at first. It's so full.
Epiphone has a Pro-Bucker humbucker splittable, and they boast that it fools the vintage experts into thinking that it's like a 57 PAF style pickup. And it'd be a burst bucker on the Gibson, but it's called a Pro-Bucker on the Epiphone. It's their version. And it was pretty impressive. Little ripping on the bridge lead, just to give you some idea. A lot of sustain in this guitar and a beautiful balanced tone. Lots of sustain from the guitar itself. On hearing it back, I'm really pleased with the sound coming out of the Pro-Buckers. It was pretty awesome. This guitar was effortless to play. Both the Gibson and the Epiphone Modern Les Paul feature the 9-chambered weight relief, so they actually are taking the mahogany body and chambering it in 9 spots to reduce the weight overall without compromising tone, is what they would tell you. And then they're adding a maple top, traditional maple top, and that ebony fretboard. I've been a sucker for ebony fretboards since my first Les Paul way back in, gosh, 2000-something. But I'm a fan of the ebony fretboards. It feels really nice. I like rosewood, but ebony is just a treat to play. And on both the Epiphone and the Gibson, it felt fantastic. Just to show you the sustain out of this guitar, it had a really nice singing voice, a full singing voice out of this guitar. Really nice to play. Here comes the neck, a little bit of lead rippage. We'll talk specs, but yeah, categorically the woods are listed as the same. I mean, they're building these so well now that you really could get away with probably just upgrading these pickups. This guitar plays fantastic, this Epiphone. And I'm not actually someone who typically is into replacing pickups. Like, I don't buy a guitar and immediately ask myself, what am I going to swap out? I like stock guitars. I think the only reason in this case I would seriously consider buying the Epiphone and upgrading the electronics. I know the Pro-Bucker from Epiphone is raved about, and according at least to their marketing materials, it's fooled a lot of experts. But I think you can hear you're getting a little bit of extra oomph from the low end, which is cheating a little bit. You're getting a lot more clarity and balance from the Gibson pickup. So save yourself the money, buy the Epiphone at $649 and just find yourself a replacement set of humbuckers. and I think case closed, you're done. The Epiphone was a fantastically built guitar. And their claim to fame with the newer ones, they're doing things differently. It has a tapered heel, which is supposed to help you access the higher register a bit better. It does have, rather than like a 50s style baseball bat Les Paul neck, it has a much slimmer profile, like a 60s Les Paul neck, kind of a slim taper. And it's actually designed in such a way to kind of sit in your hand, whether you play thumb over or thumb behind. Let's take a look at the specs together, because you actually see a picture on Gibson's website of this weight relief, this chambered weight relief. It's pretty cool. It does reduce the beastly Les Paul from a frightening 11 to 13 pounds down to something more acceptably around 8 to 9 pounds. But yeah, they're still beefy guitars nonetheless. Surprisingly, I would not be shocked if you weighed the two. We didn't, but if you weighed the two, I bet you the Epiphone actually weighed a little bit more, which is kind of interesting in this case. Let's take a look on reverb. You see that the Gibson Modern Les Paul retailing for $27.99. Epiphone Les Paul Modern in comparison, $649 new. Anywhere from $400 to $550 used, maybe. There's one guy selling a $300 one with a broken headstock, but it was a little bit of a mystery. He had, I think there's a few pictures. Yeah, right here, $299.99. But it had like a black neck that I think he spray painted, which was odd. And then it had like a hummingbird, like an acoustic guitar truss rod cover. So I don't know what was going on. So maybe stay away from the $299 unless you are looking to live dangerously. But
Pay for what you get.
Right. Probably a screaming deal would be like $450 on this. $400 to $450. More typically around probably $500 used since they're so new. Recent sales $575, $540, $475, $525. So someone got a pretty good deal there at $430, but $649 at Sweetwater. See some of their pictures. So here's the tech specs, looking again at the Pro Bucker in the neck and bridge. But otherwise, the listing looks just like the Gibson. Also very well received, 5 stars across the board. Faded Pale and Blue.
Oh, wow. I like those other colors, too.
Yeah, the red is cool. And of course, the classic black is pretty cool. There's the Pro Bucker. The classic PAF sound is closer than you think. So this is what Epiphone advertises for this Pro Bucker humbucker. This is the biggest listed difference between the spec sheet on the Epiphone and the Gibson. Both guitars actually feature coil tap feature too, so if you try these guitars, give that a go. You can actually split to single. We're John and Zach of Play and Trade Guitars, where we play it and trade it. We are a channel dedicated to the history, acquisition, and technology of the electric guitar. We'll see you guys next time.